Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria and here I'm talking about my life in Germany and also about learning languages. And in this video I'm going to talk about things that I wish I knew before coming to Germany as a student. The first thing is that you have to stay on top of your paperwork and you have to be very organized from the start. As soon as you come to Germany, go to a shop and get yourself a folder, a binder, anything to hold your papers, your documents. You're going to be getting them through mail and you have to save them. And you will need them through the years as long as you live in Germany. You will get your bank information, you will get your tax information, you will get your health insurance information, and you will have to keep all those documents. So make sure you put them all nicely together, sorted in a folder or in a binder. You also need to understand what's going on with your documents because they can also lose your documents somewhere. For example, I came to study in a university and they were processing my student ID, so I was waiting for that. And I was enrolled in the university pretty early in August and it was already October. So I was sure that my student ID must be finished by this time and I can get it from them, from my university, but they kind of lost it. And I thought, okay, it just takes time because I don't know much how things work in Germany yet. I didn't know that at the time. So I was just waiting. And it turned out that my student ID was there the whole time. They just couldn't find it. They didn't look properly enough. So understand what's going on with the documents, stay on top of that and ask questions. Also, I wish I knew that that you have to bring as many documents as possible. All your certificates, all your diplomas. For example, you might also need your birth certificate in Germany if you get married here. So bring everything you can. The next thing I wish I knew when I just came to Germany is that you have to understand how to buy correct tickets. And you should never travel without tickets in transport. For example, when you take tram, a bus, there might be like a random check and they happen very rarely, but I was unlucky enough to get into one of them. I was in this tram and as I said before, I didn't have my student ID in the beginning, and student ID in Germany also functions as a student ticket, so you can use transport and not buy separate tickets. So I didn't have my student ID yet and I was in one of those random checks. So I explained to the person who was doing the check that my student ID is just not there yet, but here I am enrolled in this university and I'm a student and I paid for the enrollment, so I already have my ticket, but it's just I don't have it in my hands right now. And I was even in this unlucky situation that I got into, I was lucky enough. So he didn't find me. He kind of tried to understand me, but I wouldn't hope that this would happen again. And if you happen to ride a train, a bus, metro without a ticket, you will be fined something like 60 euros. Also, you have to make sure that you buy a correct ticket. For example, when you take long distance trains or IC trains, which are fast trains in Germany, if you bought a wrong ticket, a discounted ticket with a discount that you are not eligible for, or you just got some kind of wrong ticket, there are different options. They will fine you and they will charge you a new price for ticket, and you might end up paying something like 200 or 300 euros instead of just normal ticket price, let's say 50 euros. So try to make sure you got the right ticket. And I was once in this situation and I'm still not sure if I have to pay the fine or I don't have to pay the fine. We are trying to regulate this situation with the train company Deutsche Bahn, so we will see how it goes because it's really complicated. It feels like they are not sure about the rules, we are not sure about the rules because rules are not really written anywhere. So just try to be on the safe side and buy a normal ticket without any discounts if you are not completely sure that you are eligible for this discount. And another safety measure, if they ask for your ID, try not to give the ID into their hands. You should hold it, because the person who is checking tickets will take it from you. If they want to give you a fine, they will take it from you. They need it to give you a fine, and they will write down your address and some other information. So if you think that you didn't do any mistakes, try not to give it to them. Just hold it in your hands, and this way you might still rule out of this situation somehow and just discuss it. The thing I wish I knew about studying in a German university is that you don't have to stress yourself too much over studying, because you can take some subjects next year or the year after you're supposed to take them, and you can take exams also later during the course of your studies, and you can retake exams 3 times. At the very beginning of my studies 1 year ago, I was super stressed out about studying, because I'm studying a major that is completely new for me and it's very difficult for me. I thought I had to stay on top of everything, so I was studying from morning till evening, plus the stress of moving to Germany, plus the stress of not understanding German and trying to learn German, plus the stress of paperwork. So it was all just too much for me. So now I know that I can postpone some of my subjects, some of my exams, and that's completely normal, and that's not frowned upon in Germany. I didn't know that there is a whole set of rules for my major, and there's a whole document with rules for every major that you can learn in Germany, for every program. And if you have any questions, you should look through this set of rules, because it covers most of the questions that you may have, and this way you get better acquainted with what you can do, with what you can't do, how not to drop out, how to finish your studies successfully. So make sure to find that. Also, I wish I knew that it's kind of hard to make connections in Germany without speaking German. I mean, I knew that, I was planning to learn German, and I already started learning German at my home country. And then when I came here, I continued learning German, although not that intensively, so it took me some time. But I kind of didn't know how hard it would be to socialize here without speaking German. And it's also kind of hard to socialize when you're a student and you don't go to student parties. Personally, I don't find student parties that interesting if I don't have many friends there, because I don't really enjoy drinking cheap alcohol with people I hardly know. So I'm kind of skipping most of the student parties, and that leaves me with not so many friends and acquaintances. I'm really trying to work out on my socialization in Germany and on building my small community of friends and acquaintances here in Germany. So I'm gonna be speaking about that more in my future videos. German people are known for following the rules. For example, the rule that in the evening you can't make any noise, or on Sunday you can't make any noise, otherwise people will call police on you, or Ordnungsamt. And Ordnungsamt are people who make sure that everyone is following the rules that are here in Germany. So I found out that in the dormitory, in student dormitory, it's kind of not the case, and there is this downtime, the time where nobody is supposed to make much noise, but in student dormitory it doesn't really work like that, and students still do parties, they still gather in the evenings, and depending on how lucky you are, it can be just until 10 or 11 o'clock, and then your neighbors will restore the silence. But sometimes it doesn't happen like that, and your neighbor can be partying until the morning. So as a student, you're kind of supposed to just go on with that and just try to get your sleep as much as you can. But some students, they call police on their neighbors, and this is, and I can understand this, but this is also considered not such a nice gesture. So you're kind of not supposed to do that, and other students will be very angry at you if you do that, because the people at the party, they can get a fine, and the fine can be something like 300 euros. That's a very real situation. Also, I didn't know how hard it is in Germany to move out of student dormitory or from a shared flat into your own flat, and it is difficult because you have to have sufficient funds for that, something like 10,000 euros, I would say, because you have to buy your own kitchen, and that can be somewhere from 2,000-3,000 to 5,000, and also you have to buy your own furniture. And also you have to provide something around 3 months of rent to the person or company that is renting you the flat. And you have to do that upfront, so you really have to have sufficient funds to move out into your own flat, and that was a surprise for me. Before coming to Germany, I didn't know that groceries shopping can be stressful. And it is stressful because when you pay for your groceries, you wait in line and you put your groceries on the moving belt, and you have to put a separator between your groceries and groceries of other people. So if the person in front of you didn't put the separator after his or her groceries, you have to put it there. It is mandatory, and you have to put a separator after your groceries. And if you don't do that, well, it is kind of impolite. It's considered impolite to other people, so make sure to do that. And when you are paying for it, before paying for your groceries, usually, for example, in Russia, where I come from, the groceries kind of slide onto this place after the cashier, and you can slowly in your own tempo put them into your bag. But in Germany it's not like that. After the cashier, they just no place for groceries to slide onto, so you have to put them in your bag right away. Before paying for your groceries, just shove them into your bag in really fast tempo, otherwise the cashier can't start serving the next customer, and you will slow the whole line, and you will feel stressed, other people will feel stressed, so you have to do everything very, very fast when you pay for your groceries. It comes with practice. Also, I wish I knew before coming to Germany is that German people can actually have fun. I heard before coming here that they can be grumpy, but they can be also very friendly. When I start speaking German with German people somewhere in a shop or somewhere outside, they can be very friendly and actually help me and speak in slow speed so I can understand them and try to understand me. So that is very nice and friendly of them. I didn't expect anyone to do that, because my German is not so good yet. And also, German people, they like to have fun sometimes. And it is okay to drink in public here. It's completely normal and everyone does that. If you do that in my home country, Russia, you will be considered an alcoholic. People will look at you strangely, and also you can get a fine from the police. So in Germany, it's completely normal to drink your beer somewhere on a bench or in the park, and even a lot of people drink their beers in the train. That's considered absolutely okay, and no one will judge you, so you're very welcome to do that. There is actually a special word in German for your beer that you take with you for a walk or you take it on the train. It's called a Wegbier. It means a beer for your way. If you live in Germany or if you traveled in Germany, please write in the comments what surprised you, and I'll see you in the next video.